Most people who manipulate you don't hate you. They understand you. They understand your guilt, your fear of conflict, your need to be liked, and they use it against you. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How many times have you said yes when your entire body was screaming no? How many times have you apologized even though you weren't wrong? How many times have you walked away from a conversation feeling confused, drained, or doubting yourself, but you couldn't explain why? That wasn't an accident. That wasn't miscommunication. That was psychological manipulation. Quiet, subtle, and extremely effective. If you think manipulation only looks like shouting, threats, or obvious control, this harsh psychology fact is going to hurt. The most dangerous manipulators never raise their voice. They smile. They act caring. They make you feel guilty for even questioning them. And your brain helps them do it. Most people don't realize this, but your brain has been lying to you about why you feel responsible for other people's emotions. You think you're being kind. You think you're being loyal. You think you're being patient. But psychologically, you're being trained. Trained to comply. Trained to explain yourself. Trained to sacrifice your comfort so others don't feel uncomfortable. And the worst part? The more empathetic you are, the easier you are to manipulate. Today, we're exposing the mental tricks that keep you trapped in this cycle. Not surface-level advice, not motivational quotes, real psychology, the kind that makes people uncomfortable. Because once you see how manipulation actually works, you'll never fall for it again. Psychologists call this covert manipulation, and once you understand it, you'll see why you act the way you do, even when you swear you won't next time. Covert manipulation doesn't force you, it guides you. It doesn't say, do this. It makes you feel bad for not doing it. Your relationships, your habits, even your confidence, all of it is influenced by this one psychological pattern. Your brain avoids emotional discomfort at all costs. Manipulators know this. They don't attack your logic, they attack your emotions. They introduce guilt, fear, urgency, self-doubt, and then they offer you one easy way out: compliance. Your brain says, if I agree, this uncomfortable feeling stops, so you agree. Not because you want to, but because your nervous system wants relief. Over time, this rewires you. You stop trusting your instincts. You over-explain simple decisions. You feel anxious setting boundaries. And manipulators can spot this instantly. They test you with small things first: a favor you didn't want to do, a joke that crossed a line, a request framed as no pressure. If you don't push back, they escalate. This isn't about intelligence. Some of the smartest people get manipulated every day. This is about emotional conditioning. And if you don't break it, it doesn't just affect one relationship. It becomes your personality. But here's where it gets even worse. Most people feel manipulated, yet still defend the person doing it. That's not loyalty, that's psychological attachment. And that's exactly what manipulators rely on. Here's the painful truth. People don't manipulate you because you're weak. They manipulate you because it works. Psychology says people continue behaviors that get rewarded. If guilt works on you once, it will be used again. If silence makes you chase, it becomes a weapon. If you always explain yourself, your explanations become leverage. Your brain thinks you're keeping the peace. The reality, you're teaching people how to control you. But here's the part nobody wants to admit. The real reason manipulation hurts so much is because part of you already knows what's happening. And this next part explains why your life hasn't changed yet, even though you're aware. This happens because your brain confuses familiar pain with safety. Manipulation feels familiar. Boundaries feel dangerous. Your brain says, at least I know how this ends. So you tolerate disrespect. You tolerate pressure. You tolerate emotional confusion. Manipulators use 5 core mental tricks. 1. Guilt conditioning. They link your self-worth to compliance. Your brain thinks, if I say no, I'm a bad person. 2. Urgency pressure. They rush you because speed shuts down logic. 3. Gaslighting. They make you question your memory, emotions, and instincts. 4. Victim reversal. They turn your boundary into an attack on them. 5. Withdrawal of approval. Affection becomes conditional. Your mind thinks this is connection, but the reality is, it's control. And the more you explain, justify, or defend yourself, the deeper the manipula. Tian goes, because confident people don't negotiate their boundaries. If that hit you, good. It means you needed it. Here's the truth you've been avoiding. Manipulation ends the moment you stop trying to be understood by people who benefit from misunderstanding you. If you want to break this cycle, start with this. Stop reacting emotionally. Start responding strategically. Here's the mental trick that actually works. Remove emotion from your boundaries. Short answers, calm tone, no explanations, examples. That doesn't work for me. I'm not comfortable with that. I've decided not to. Silence, after that, is power. Discomfort doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're growing. The moment you stop feeding manipulators emotional energy, they either respect you or disappear, and both outcomes are wins. Remember this, you don't need to be colder, you need to be clearer. You don't need to be aggressive, you need to be grounded, because the strongest people aren't loud, they're unmovable.